Right, boys and girls, decided to pop out a little bit before work, and so I don't have a lot of time to myself these days. Just not enough hours in the day, and I've decided to nip out, and I'm going to put a couple of trail cams out. I had some old leftover chicken carcasses and bits and pieces of waste meat, and also some fish I had in the freezer. I actually intended to do this a few days ago, but I never got time, and the fish has started going a bit smelly, man, and so much so that if I just turn that round there, you can a few minutes ago there's flies all over that. They've smelt it already, even though the fish and the meat is there's a blue bottle there, another one, 2, 3. The smell's still penetrating 3 or 4 plastic bags, so it stinks to high heaven. So that should bring some interest from some predators. If you don't want to eat it, you might just come to investigate. I've chosen a little bit of a wood, not far from home really, about 10 miles, and it's a nice quiet wood. There's a public footpath over there, but it's in a gully, steep sides, and people just tend not to come up here. You might get the odd dog, might roam if it's off a lead, if it smells what's going on. If it does, of course, it'll be picked up on the camera. But I'm going to put my trail cam on this tree and bait up that spot over there, somewhere not far as that oak there. I've just sort of flattened a bit of the ground there so I can see what I'm doing. It doesn't pay to have too many ferns waving about in the wind as it trips the camera. The sensitivity's right up. It doesn't seem too bad at the moment. There's rain forecast for the next couple of days, so we'll see. And I'll leave them here for a week. I'm going to put one here and another one a few 100 yards away, and camera on that. I'll just put 2 out for now in this little wood, and we'll see what there is to see. It's well mushy, this rotten fish. Fingers stink already. No easy way to handle this stuff. Few chicken bones there. Hasn't taken the blue bottles long to find this. Green bottles as well. Green bottles are particularly well attracted to rotten fish for some reason. Not sure why. Mostly blue bottles there. But I'm hoping with this wind blowing about, a bit of a stiff breeze, the smell of this will go far and wide, and something will pick up on it. I always spend a bit of time positioning these trail cameras. I'm not expecting anyone in this wood at all, but I'll disguise the strap there. I think I'm putting a bit of time positioning them, make sure the angle's right. And I put that right next there, right next to the camera. You can see the fish there in the centre at the top. And then the camera's actually angled up a little bit more than this camera. I'm holding it straight, so it will actually capture a little bit more up here above the bait. So we should get a good picture there. I sometimes use a laser pointer. They're very, very useful for lining up trail cams. But that fish up there is absolutely infested with blue balls now. The other thing is as well, if you put a camera too near to a meat or fish bait, and you get lots of blue bottles and flies on the meat, they're big enough to trip the camera, and you can end up with nothing on it, and your entire memory card filled up in a couple of hours, depending on how long you're filming for or photographing. So that's always I think a useful tip to bear in mind. I use baits a lot. It's easy enough to find animal trails and put cameras on them, and pinch points where animals, make their way through the countryside, maybe a log over a stream, that sort of thing, concentrates the animals. But the next easiest way is to put a bait down that they can smell and attract them. I'm just wandering about in the bushes here to look for a suitable spot to sight my camera, and I've just found this pigeon kill, and I just noticed there's a tattoo there and a telephone number on it. 01490 North Wales. I'm not sure which postcode that is, but I'll keep that. There's another one there, but another one. 12488. I'll ring that number. And this is a racing pigeon. That's a feral pigeon or a wood pigeon. And being in a tight spot like this, it's almost definitely a sparrowhawk kill. Outside chance of goshawk, but I'm pretty certain I'm more confident it would have been a sparrowhawk. It's another good reason why, if you're actually really interested in the countryside and you're interested in natural history and stuff, getting your hands on these, get into the thick scrub and things like that, because that's where a lot of this stuff ends up. And you can learn a lot more rather than just wandering around paths or in a pair of binoculars and scanning across a field or something. You've actually got to get your hands dirty, get in there. So, interesting find. This is another bit of an issue. As you can see, if I just pan round, I'm in a wood full of trees, and this happens also in conifer plantations where the trees are like 15 feet apart type thing. You can never actually find, although there's many trees, you can never actually find one that suits your purpose where you want to put your camera. Although you can just, I'm using bait and animals will come. The scrub's too thick, that's a bit of a deterrent. There. Look at this. It's yeah, hazel. There's some big mature trees near, and all silver birch there. Another one there. Another one there. Some holly. But there's hazel all over the place. It's been coppiced in the past and neglected for many, many years. So there's plenty of stalks, but none really chunky enough to put a camera on. Although I've just found this one, so I think I'll use this. And I'll put the bait over there in the middle of this clearing here. Yeah, I think that'll work. And I'll put the bait between the camera and that. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 15 yards between them at the most. So I'll start that now. Yeah, there's bits of chicken in that one, bit of bacon, chicken bones, and a second chicken carcass. That's a bit green, that one. Been in the fridge a while, but you know what helps. You won't necessarily put anything off being a bit rotten like that. And the camera's on the tree there. Right, that's that. That's the 2 cameras out. I'm going to put out 2 baits, and say leave it a few days, see what happens.